So online students, am I audible? Please respond. Am I visible? For the audio again, this on us. This. Aksharas, please respond. Thank you. Thank you. Am I visible? Your screen is visible to you? Thank you. So, good evening, students. Welcome to Civic Center. I think though you already know that the purpose of today's orientation session that we are having crash course for upcoming TSPSC Group 1 examination. Yes. So before starting our orientation, let me ask you that, so what subject you are currently reading or studying? History. So only you are reading history, or other than that any current affairs or contemporary issues? History and current affairs. History plus current affairs. Any other subject you have already completed? Plants. So yourself? Polity you are studying. Are you being consistent with the current affairs? Newspaper. Are you doing any note making? Okay. What about you? Current affairs and polity. What about you? Current affairs plus history. Current affairs, history. Have you completed any subjects for upcoming prelims exam? What about you? Telangana movement. Are you comfortable with the prelims subjects? So very rarely we can find today, because students are expecting that the prelims would be coming in the July or August. But you are reading Telangana movement. Any strategy behind that? You are preparing for Group 2. Yeah, Aksharaj is telling that he is preparing Telangana geography and economy. What about you, madam? History. Telangana movement. Have you done any polity, economy, geography, history? You are preparing. Are you giving this attempt? Are you giving next attempt? So when we had almost 25 students in Ask program, where my students will say that I'm currently reading either history, polity, geography, economy, to some extent current affairs, isn't it? So upcoming prelims exam, in prelims syllabus, you can find there are 13 subjects are mentioned, right from current affairs to logical reasoning. So most of the students are focusing this part of the preparation, isn't it? What is the reason? Online students, you can also respond in the chat box. Yeah, you are believing that these are the core subjects. You are assuming that these are very important. You are assuming that these are the foundation for your preparation. And there is one more strategy behind that, or reason behind that. The information is readily available in terms of single book. If you take polity, it is there in the Lakshmikant. If you take Lakshmikant, history, maybe NCERT or Spectrum book, some single source you can find. And most of the students, they start either economy, history, geography, or polity. To some extent, they may read. So on and off like sine curve, current affairs. But if you complete this 4 paper or 4 subjects, how many questions you can expect out of 150 in prelims exam? Can anybody tell? But in case of UPSC, so there is no standard rule that this number of questions has to come from polity or economy, geography. You can also find that there may be questions missing from art and culture sometimes. Polity very limited, or geography nil. But it is not the case in case of TSPSC or APPSC Group 1 or Group 2. Each subject is having its own weightage. How much weightage? If you apply logical reasoning, 13 subjects, 150. 13 subjects, 150. So each subject which is mentioned in the syllabus, I can say maybe minimum of 10 questions, maximum of. So if you complete this 4 subjects, how many maximum questions one can answer in the final exam? 15 into 4, around 60 questions. What about remaining 90 questions? Why we are focusing only this? Why you are not starting with international relations or general science, environmental issues, governance, policies of Telangana, or policies of, society, culture? social exclusion, including logical reasoning. Why? You don't have proper guidance or proper material. Let me answer that. There is no single source. Either you have to put the effort, or if you have already taken coaching, the coaching institution would have covered consistently or given certain kind of focus for the remaining almost 10 subjects. But you might be thinking that let me complete important subject. What is important? Nothing is important. All the subjects are very important. It is not UPSC that only this number of questions would be coming from your static part. So, but in case of current affairs, these first 4 subjects, last 5 subjects, very easy to cover, isn't it? You can expect the surface level questions, not the very tough level. But the reason is that there is no consolidated material. There is no consolidated material which can be in the standard of Group 1 Prelims exam. To some extent, UPSC, so there are some online platforms like Vision Insights, they have compiled in terms of PT 365 or monthly compilations or Prelims focus, target focus like that. But when it comes to Group 1 Prelims examination, do you have such kind of compiled material which can meet the requirement of upcoming Prelims exam? If you complete this 4 subject, so you would have started from the March month or consistently, seriously from April month, maybe 1 month or 1.5 months of preparation is done. Now you might be completing 1 subject or maybe entering into the 2nd subject. By the time July is coming, you would be completing 3 or 4 subjects of this 4 subjects. Again, you might be feeling that I have to revise one more time of already completed subject. So remaining just 9 subjects or 10 subjects, you will keep on postponing to the last minute. Last minute in the sense, July or August. Once the date of examination declared, then the student would be looking for, is there any important current affairs or consolidation of environment ecology or disaster management like that. So here, mostly the reason is that you don't have proper consolidated material which can meet the requirement of the examination. So that's one of the reasons that we are starting this crash course. The first aspect is that how much cutoff would be expected. You may say that it depends on the number of vacancies or the standard of the exam, how many serious candidates would be there. But if you look at the track record of any state public service commissions, you can say that if you could able to score 90 plus, you will be in a safe zone. Anybody will disagree with that? So 90 to 95, you will be in the safe zone. How to get the 95 or 90 plus? Yes, anyway, even if I ask you, please don't focus this one, you will be focusing. Out of 60 questions here, you may answer, out of 60 questions, you may answer 40 to 45, isn't it? Our target is to score 90 plus or 95 plus. What we are trying to say that remaining 90 questions would be coming from the remaining subjects which we are going to cover in our crash course. So this 90 questions, if you could able to answer 50, already your static portion 90, you'll be in the safe zone. You can confidently do the writing practice which we have already started. Recently, last week we have conducted essay open competition, 85 students registered, 9 students submitted. 9 students submitted. I can see that some students could able to relate the current affairs. Some students, they have browsed the Google, they have done the essay writing. So our focus would be, so we have seen the subject weightage and how to clear the prelims examination. My focus would be from today onwards, if you could able to spend consistently at least 3 hours from your dynamic part, apart from your focusing your static part called history, geography, economy, believe me that you could able to in the safe zone. So how to cover it? So which we have called it as a neglected subject. You should not neglect. If you neglect this dynamic part, TSPSC will neglect you. The last minute tension will come. Current affairs, though you might be preparing or starting with April or March or May month, what about past 6 months or 8 months or 10 months? Could able to recollect, how to revise effectively, how to get the sustainable development or environmental issues, policies of Telangana state, or governance and public policies of the India. So what is the standard? How can you say that this is the standard of the exam? So that is going to be based on our method of teaching. I hope we are going to clear each element in our today's agenda session. So can I move forward? I hope this is clear to you. Online students, can you respond? Online students, can you respond? Is it clear up to now? Akshay, other students who are in the online? Lakshman Anand, is it clear? Thank you. I'm moving on to the next slide. I hope we have already covered. So this is your, so just like a lighthouse. I call syllabus is a lighthouse. Assume that you are in the Sri Lanka and there is a crisis in Sri Lanka and you wanted to escape to Chennai. So now you are coming into the territorial waters of India. There will be a lighthouse in the Chennai port, which will be showing that this is your destination. But with how much speed? What is your controlling parameters? That is your previous year questions. Though you are traveling in a boat, lighthouse is a syllabus. How much speed you have to travel? How to limit your path? It is going to be method of preparation. It is going to be method of preparation. So in our method of teaching, we'll be focusing on reverse engineering technique. What is meant by reverse engineering technique? You might be seeing that, in UPSC guidance, please refer previous year questions, read and understand NCERT, study and link to your current affairs, follow one standard textbook. Once you study and complete it, do as many number of practice questions. Is it available for TSPSC Group 1? Honestly, I'm asking. Is the previous year question paper, subject wise, chapter wise, is it available to you? First time, you are thinking that the exam TSPSC is not conducted. How can you get the previous year questions? That's a very honest question and legitimate question. So what we are going to do at the Civic Center is that, yes, I do agree that TSPSC has not conducted any exam in the past 8 years or 11 years. Yeah. So in reverse engineering technique, you should understand the standard of the group 1 exam. You should understand the standard of the exam. Though TSPSC has not conducted group 1 exam, we have collected group 1 level of AP PSC, Karnataka PSC, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and TSPSC of Group 2. So we have collected the Group 1 questions and we are segregating subject wise and chapter wise. So when we examining this question segregation, we found that UPSC pattern, though some kind of 10 to 15% covariance is there, but they're maintaining their own standard. I think in one of the interview, Honorable Chairman of TSPSC has mentioned that we are going to adopt the best practices from the other public service commissions. What is meant by best practices? Apart from the technical method of conducting the exam, there was some Goa commission of all the state public service commissions coordinated by UPSC, because group 1 level officers after certain level of experience would be promoted and conferred as All India services. You have to maintain some kind of uniformity in terms of recruitment of group 1 level. We don't worry about the group 2. You have to maintain your uniformity, at the same time diversity. That's why you can see that in almost all Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, you have 5 or 6 papers. Each paper 150 marks would be there, 100 marks would be there for India, 50 marks would be given for respective states. Similarly, it is there for in the prelims examination. When I was segregating the questions on TNPSC Public Service Commission from 2011 to 2022, they have conducted 6 times group 1 prelims. Kerala 5 times, Karnataka 7 times, APPSC 2 times. That is our treasure, isn't it? So only thing is that they have mentioned, so Telangana state, so which is the percentage of irrigation land that is there in the Tamil Nadu? The same question can be asked in Telangana. So the previous year questions, the reverse engineering technique, what I meant is that you should know the context of the question, not the same question. So if you could able to go through the, refer the previous year questions, subject wise and chapter wise, that will guide you, that will limit your preparation, that will focus your preparation. The first step is that referring the previous year question paper before reading any subject. Because there is no segregation chapter wise and subject wise, what the mentor or teachers or coaching institutions are telling that, please refer UPSC questions. Because the questions are not available. No one has put that much of laborious work to consolidate subject wise and chapter wise. That's why simple solution is that group 1 and UPSC will be the same level. Please refer the questions. Don't you accept that one, or you have to dissect that presumption? There may be relevance. It means UPSC expectation is different. Yesterday we have conducted Shankaray's Academy Prelims examination, because we all worked in Shankaray's Academy for more than 5.5 years in Chennai. With that experience only we started this civic center. Yes, honestly we coordinated and supported. So yesterday we conducted, so AV College in Domalguda. The standard is completely different. If you could able to score 48% to 52% in prelims exam, you will be in the safe zone. Here what we are telling, 90 to 95 plus. So in the reverse engineering technique, you have to refer the previous year questions. In our crash course or any classes which the civic center is going to conduct, it would be based on the reverse engineering technique. You should know the demand of the exam. So there is one student called Miss Sandhya, has already given 5 attempts. She has been in the ASK program, personal mentorship. So she has done all the subjects, but understanding the demand of the question, she missed it. Clarity of the concept is missed. So when some question is there, say for example, if I ask you, so consider the following statements with respect to electoral college of the president. I may say that elected and nominated members of parliament, elected and nominated members of state legislature. So for this question to be correct or incorrect, there are 3 possibilities. One is that clarity of the concept. Second is that recall issue. Third is completely unknown. So this third aspect, the percentage of unknown questions would be increasing if the student fails to answer or complete the syllabus. If you fail to complete the remaining subjects, there may be more percentage of the unknown questions in the exam. If you complete the syllabus, what type of question of doubt you will be encountering? Clarity miss avadamo, recall issue. Current affairs lo manaki major issue enti recall. Revision cheyakapothe. So the first thing is that, yes, referring the previous year questions, understanding the concepts, then again you have to solve it. So in the first step, I am not asking you to solve the previous year questions. Just to go through the previous year questions. Even if it is a Tamil Nadu Group 1 exam prelims questions, you should understand the context. They ask that, so which of the following is not a symbol of the state of Tamil Nadu? You may say that in Telangana, what is the state animal, state bird, state tree, like that. But they consolidated such a question in such a way that, so which of the following is not a symbol of the state of Tamil Nadu? Like that. So what I am trying to convey is that you should understand the context. We are going to give the consolidated, the subject wise, chapter wise, previous year questions, which are segregated, collected from APPSC, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and Telangana, subject wise and chapter wise. So before going to teach, say for example, if I am going to teach environment and ecology, before coming to the class, you have to go through the previous year questions and understand the requirement of the exam, demand of the exam. Then whatever the concepts I am going to teach or explain in the class, then you could able to relate whether our classes is relevant. Otherwise, whatever the subject I know, I'll be just simply vomiting or transmitting. So transmitting the subject is entirely different. Preparing and explaining to the exam is a very challenging aspect for the master or the coaching institutions. So this is going to be our reverse engineering technique that will focus, that will streamline. For that matter, any subject you can adapt. Even it is a polity, geography, history, economy, you refer simply previous year questions before starting any chapter. then read and understand the textbook, then you will understand how to focus, where to focus, what you should not focus, isn't it? Then once you complete all the subjects, go through the previous year questions, try to solve it. That will expose us whether you have prepared, whether you have understood, whether you are in the competition zone or not. What is meant by competition zone is that once you complete the subject, you have to take the test. If you could able to score 70 to 80% in the respective subjects, then I can proudly say that, confidently say that I'm in the competition zone. Otherwise, you cannot be called that you have studied for the exam. I can just simply say that I just studied the subject rather than prepared for the exam. You understand the simple technique? You have to put into the practice. Those technique is very simple, but it would be effective. You'll have the outcome once you put into the practice. Is it clear? What is meant by reverse engineering technique? How we are going to maneuver classes in the coming crash course. Is it clear? Online students? Aksharas, you said that no. Can I get it? Yeah, thank you. So coming to the current affairs. So you may think that preparing for UPS or TSPSC, very challenging, syllabus is vast. There is no complete syllabus like mains examination. In mains examination, you have precise syllabus. Each section, how many chapters are there, how many topics are there. It's a very elaborate. But when it comes to prelims, they just mention current affairs, regional, national, international relations and events, isn't it? Environmental issues. I mean, the third point is general science. So India's achievements in science and technology, like that. So where to focus, particularly prelims examination, it's a very challenging aspect. Even in UPSC, they have mentioned 7 subjects, isn't it? 7. Here they have mentioned 13. So though the first and 2 subjects which are mentioned in TSPSC Group 1 can be clubbed, so I can say 12. So current affairs, so with the careful examination of all the Public Service Commission Group 1, I'm saying that only Public Service Commission in the sense 5 southern states, we came to know that there are national, international, so Telangana regional reports and indices. These are mostly, how to read the current affairs, how to focus. In our crash course, we are going to cover in a reverse order. We'll be starting from April month of 2022, then we'll go to March, like that up to July 2021. And the remaining May month and June month also will be covering once we complete this 10 months. Why we need to go in the reverse order? Most of the students, they'll start either July or August of 2021, they'll start reading. By the time July comes, they will be in the December month, isn't it? Very few students, they could able to complete the 10 months or 12 months. But if you start from July 2021, by the time you come or in the end of June or starting of July, you will be reading or studying November month or December month. Again, your mind would be telling that I have to revise the completed subject, isn't it? So current affairs is like this. The recent months, assume that TSPSC is going to conduct in July or August. Our assumption is that TSPSC Group 1 exam would be conducted in the last week of September, after September. Sorry, last week of August or after August. So the questions from June month of 2020 are, if you move, the percentage and weightage would be gradually decreasing. Current affairs means what is it today? What was the focus in the recent 5 months or 6 months? Then you can go up to 10 months or 12 months based on the availability of your time. When you fix the timeline, how to prepare current affairs? Should I read current affairs daily? So in crash course, we are going to cover at least 100 topics each month, including 20 topics of Telangana state. So we'll be covering almost 1,000 to 1,200 topics. 1,200 topics. So in the last slide, I have mentioned, so the sample topics which we are going to cover. It means that we have precisely selected most potential probable questions for each and every month. It's just a sample copy. And before starting of any class, I'll give the precise list of the topics that we are going to cover. Otherwise, it's very challenging to complete all the 10 subjects which are promised in the crash course. Unless I don't have the direction or what topics I have to complete it today, how to cover it, how much I have to teach, what is the requirement of the exam, then it will become like your class. So in current affairs, I generally or personally recommend you to put some effort. What is this effort is that generally in UPSC or TSPSC, current affairs topics are of two categories: high frequency topics and low frequency topics. What is meant by low frequency topics? If it is not importance, why should I mention? What's your name? ఇక్కడ చూసినట్లుంది మీరు లా ఎక్సలెన్స్ లో ఏమైనా వచ్చారా మీరు? I was there in 6 months as a I was there in managing director for 6 months. And yes, Akshiraz, you are saying that yes, not repeating frequently. You see that in recent times, in April month, I have seen E-dog, Vasalya, two-state solution, Mariupol, pencil scheme, woman will, Palle Pragati, Patana Pragati. It may not be repetitive in the news, but important for the exam. Isn't it? These are not repetitive. Mere newspaper consistently roju oka 2 hours or 3 hours chadivite gani, we call it as a between the lines. Ekkada untundi monthly compilation, so like 300 pages, 400 pages vision, now it become a bulk, People will say that you read, there is a one saying, vision material is very sarcastic, I used to say. So you read all the 395 articles in the Constitution, no article come out of my material. I give all the 395 articles and I can proudly say that no article will come out of my material. No question will come out of my material because I have already given 395 articles. So when it comes to low frequency topics, these are not repetitive, but very important, isn't it? Here, the questions can be of what is the aim, what is the agenda, what is the objective, what is the application. Only surface level is more than sufficient, isn't it? When it comes to low frequency topics, these are important but not repetitive. You have to limit your focus to the surface level. What is it? What is it? How it is going to be used? EDA, electronic detailed accident report. Vasalya, it is related to children. That's it. You can eliminate the remaining options. You can come around the best possible option. So what I'm trying to convey is that these low frequency topics are important but not repetitive, can be useful only for prelims preparation. The knowledge which you are going to give or get from these low frequency topics may not be used for your mains exam. So here you have to be very precise and you have to limit to the what is it at the surface level. When it comes to high frequency, you see that MG Narega, Ayushman Bharat, National Education Policy Citizenship Amendment Act, any Chandrayaan, Mangalyaan, Gaganyaan, Bharat Mala, Atmanirbhar Bharat, Mission Bhagirath, Mission Kakatiya, TS BPass, TS IPass. These are highly repetitive flagship schemes, very important. I can say significant. These are important, but these are significant, isn't it? These are significant, repetitive. You can expect at least more than one statement questions. In UPSC, you can expect at least 3 dimensions. When it comes to MP laws, MG Narega, Maternity Benefit Act, so Deep Ocean Mission, National Mission on Oil Palms or Edible Oil, Biofuels, 5G technology, Internet of Things, IIP, BRICS, NATO. You got it? What is meant by high frequency topics? It will be repetitive. You might be knowing at the surface level. If I ask you that in NATO, you could able to lift 1 point or 1 or 2 points in your mind. But if I ask you that who is going to implement MG Narega, what is other kinds of eligibility? Raitu Bandhu. Raitu Bandhu is a high frequency or low frequency? Now you could able to relate. When you look at the topic in the newspaper, your mind has to be very spark. This is high frequency. I have to be read at least 3-4 dimensions, different dimensions. Say how to make the note making. Should I make the note making? MG Narega. If I'm writing MG Narega, I have seen students who are writing or rewriting whatever there in the compilation. Note making means it has to be understandable only to you. It has to reduce your time, isn't it? If I say MG Narega, MG Narega, here I can say Ministry of Rural Development is implementing, isn't it? 4-5 different aspects. What is the eligibility criteria of MG Narega? It aims at creation of rural livelihood by creating or promoting the rural assets. Eligibility 18 years, physically fit, isn't it? 100 days. Or maybe there is a provisions called scheduled caste, scheduled tribe women shall be given within 15 days, and it is related to CPI rural inflation. If there is a CPI rural inflation is increasing, the wages are linked with the CPI rural. And నేను note making ఏం చేస్తున్నాను 4-5 different aspects note చేసుకుంటున్నాను. So during revision, my classes also in current affairs, I don't write MG Narega is going to be implemented by Ministry of Rural Development. This financial year 75,000 crores has been allocated. Idantha kaadu, just 75,000 when it was launched. What is the objective? What is the eligibility criteria? What is an application exclusion criteria? Always exclusion shall be focused. Say Raitu Bandhu is there. Raitu Bandhu, how much budget allocation when it was launched? What is the eligibility criteria? Exclusion criteria. Outcome. What is the outcome? If it is Armed Forces Special Powers Act, when it was launched, which ministry is implementing? Where it is being enforced currently? Isn't it? What is the present? Debate of discussion in Armed Forces Special Powers Act. So 2 days before, there was a newspaper that with the Prime Minister Modi photo, Assam they have given. Assam is aspiring. But now we have curtailed Armed Forces Special Powers Act. So to the 66%, we have removed to the 66% of Assam. So it means that in high frequency topics, the information that you are going to write and collect or keep it can be mined and can be utilized in the mains writing. If I say that examine the relevance of or examine the desirability and the feasibility of conducting the simultaneous elections, or if I say that discuss the measures taken by government of Telangana in order to check the or promote the rural development, yes, you can write the MG Narega as one of the policy scheme, or Raitu Bandhu or Dalit Bandhu. You cannot elaborate the Dalit Bandhu or Raitu Bandhu in mains examination, but invoking such provisions relevant to the question will enhance your answer. Now you understand how to make the note making? So in our classes, yes, we are going to confining very important 100 topics per month, including 20 topics for Telangana state, and we'll be classifying into high frequency and low frequency. By the time you complete the current affairs, you have to lift the information from your mind maps. MP lots is there. Yes, Minister of Statistics and Program Implementation. This much funding is given. Now it has been not been implemented because the Supreme Court has one case has been filed that the MP lots is going to be inconsistent with the provisions of the Constitution because there is a or overlapping of the legislative and executive functions. Because we have a separation of powers, legislature, executive and judiciary, but now the MP laws, now you are giving some kind of executive function, isn't it? Now is it clear how to read the current affairs? Are you getting the confidence? that once you complete my 1000 topics or 1200 topics, you have to return. It is not that you attend and do the note making and leave the class. By the time you complete. So in complementary civic center, we are going to give, so each month from 1st June, so 100 questions for the current affairs. We have already 230, more than 200 questions per each month, but within that we will be conducting as a test. So current affairs, if you could able to gain the information, that will give enormous boost up. Don't you agree? So very few students are focusing. Now, international issues. So mostly, if you are confident about Atlas or geography, so there is a trick in international relations. You should not read like international bodies, UN body, European bodies. No. When you go with so Atlas, there is some kind of so direction given in the Atlas. We'll go with region based. We'll go more to South Asia. In South Asia, SARC is there, BIMSTEC is there, Sagar is there. Recently, Sagar is in the news. So we'll move from South Asia to Southeast Asia. Then we'll visit Vladimir Putin. Then we'll travel to Europe. Then we'll come to UAE because there is a funeral going on. Then we'll visit Dark Nation. Then we'll take ship to South America. Then we'll end up in the Washington. Because most of the Telangana and AP, they're working. Once you don't get the service, you'll be doing higher service and will be settling in the US only. So region wise we'll go. Region wise, here also in international relations, they are giving certain kind of geography based and the international organizations which are in the news. And map pointing is very, very crux for international relations. You have to come with the atlas. Both the places in the news and the international organizations would be covered in the international classes. I'll be taking up so few months of current affairs and international relations. Next, governance and public policies and schemes. We have consolidated so ministry-wise schemes of central government and also so the government of Telangana. So our team member, Mr. Vishnu Sajivan, will be handling the governance and public policies and schemes. There may be possibility of overlapping of certain schemes with the current affairs, but it would be a consolidation of certain schemes ministry-wise and the Telangana state. Is it clear? Because it is clearly mentioned governance and public policy of India and policies of state of Telangana. Budget and economic survey. Though the explicitly it is not mentioned in the syllabus, but it is mentioned as economic and social development of India. Online students, is it clear? Are you following? Please respond. Yeah, thank you. Is it clear everything? Audio, video? Yeah, Rene. So in budget and economic survey, so though it is not explicitly mentioned in the syllabus, but you have one subject as economic and social development of India, which is also inclusive of your budget and economic survey of India and also budget and socio-economic outlook of 2022. We will be consolidating the highlights of budget and economic survey. So precisely in terms of prelims only. Is it clear? Next, general science and S&T. So we felt very, so some kind of, there is a debate and discussion among our team members, how to do this general science and S&T, because when we are segregating the Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Kerala and APPSC, general science questions are very, very significant. Very significant, very foundational level, fundamental level. Most of the aspects they have covered. From the cell autonomy to the maximum level. So if you neglect general science and S&T, So there is a possibility that you might be missing minimum 8 to 10 questions. Our focus would be covering, say for example, when it comes to physics, you have to cover certain very important topics like surface tension, diffraction, so convex lenses, mirrors, so yeah, light, sound, yeah. So we have collected the precise list of the topics which we are going to cover under biology, physics and chemistry, but the focus would be also on science and technology based on space technology, defense technology, nuclear technology, ICT. Mostly it is related to current affairs. This is related to your static part. So vitamins, manaki blood system, respiratory system avanni vastundi kada, avantha cover chesukovali biology kuda. Is it clear? So Telangana geography. So per se Telangana geography, though it is mentioned world geography, general geography and Telangana geography, but what we have noticed is that they are asking very straight questions from the Telangana geography. So Ninna KTR has visited near Nagarjuna Sagar. They're telling that so 31 30 Hyderabad 50 years low, we are going to secure. What is that news article? What is the name? Nagarjuna Sagar oka place. Tukudu Amisha has visited. Sanki Salana. Sankishala, Sankishala. I don't know the village name. They are going to increase the storage capacity so that Hyderabad after 50 years the water demand would be doubling. Almost now 31 TMC feet is there. They're predicting that almost 70 TMC feet will be there, and to augment the water necessity of Telangana, including Hyderabad. Yes. When it comes to Telangana geography, you should not master all the aspects, because the regional geography of Telangana, the Telugu Academy book is this much. Telugu Academy book is this much. Very straightforward question. Manaki agricultural irrigation enta percent undi, canal irrigation, different irrigations, dams ekkadunnayi, college dam, different dams ekkadunnayi, recent ga em national parks unnayi. Very 50 to 60 important topics are there when it comes to physical and economic geography of Telangana. You should not miss the Telangana geography, including your Indian geography and world geography. General geography and world geography we are not covering. We are going to cover Telangana geography. Assuming that you have completed your geography. So society and social issues. Yes, again there is a reference book with the similar size like regional geography of Telangana, like society and social issues of Telugu Academy. So our team member, Mr. Naveen Valsavan, has consolidated very precise material based on he has classified social structure. Here very analytical questions, very analytical questions. Please come. Analytical in nature. So with the basic application of your mind, you could able to answer the social structure and social issues. And here it is your fact based. Social movements, who is heading, what is the objective, when it was launched. So except this social movements, this social structure and social issues, with the proper application of your mind, you could able to answer. Apart from that, we have consolidated the schemes and policies which are focusing the social sector or social issues in the India and Telangana. Is it clear how to cover this society and social issues? So next is the logical reasoning and analytical ability. Yes, you can expect at least 10 questions from logical reasoning. Though aptitude is not explicitly mentioned, we'll be covering the foundation elements of the concepts in aptitude. Then only the data interpretation would be easy. Logical reasoning and analytical ability is possible. Is it clear? So this is all about our crash course, which we are going to cover the 12 months of current affairs. What are all the subjects which we have mentioned in the brochure? Can you open? Online students, any doubts, please respond in the chat box. So highlights of the course is that, so with the beginning I started reverse engineering technique, how we are going to maneuver or conduct these classes is that, so PYQs of each and every subject chapter wise would be given before starting the class. So if, say for example, if I'm going to start current affairs from 20th, our actual classes are going to start from 20th May. Yeah, 20th May from 6 to 8. 6 to 8. Yeah, 6 to 8 evening. 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. So before starting the current affairs consolidation, national-wise, international, we have discussed the index of the current affairs will be given. Before coming to the class, you have to go through the previous year questions of current affairs and you should understand the context. Then only whatever the topic I am discussing, if it is a high frequency or low frequency topics, we have discussed what is the difference between high frequency and low frequency. Then only you could be able to relate whether the fact is relevant, whether this topic is relevant, how you will be focusing it. Before coming to the class, you have to go through the previous year questions. So listen and pay attention for the topics, the precise list of the topics which we are going to discuss in the class. Once the class is over, again you have to go back and solve the previous year questions. And also we'll be giving the value addition material in a precise format. So once it is done, current affairs as a complementary, we are going to conduct the 15 tests, 12 month-wise test, 2 6 months and 1 full length. Current affairs will be conducting 15 tests, whereas the test series for remaining subjects, you can join the complete test series, which is going to start from 28th May. And also we are having the integrated mains and prelims test series. I have already given one brochure related to mains. Mains booklet format with ruled paper. Because in TSPSC or APPSC, you don't have the blank answer sheet, you will be having the ruled paper. Ruled paper? Yeah. Alla manaki 44 pages istaru. 44 pages are mains booklet. So every week we are conducting mains writing practice. We are having 3-stage answer writing project that is known as Ask program. We have already 26 students are there with a UPSC background. Those who are confident about clearing the prelims exam. So the agenda of this prelims crash course is that you should lose the fear of prelims exam. Is it clear? So this is already there, brochure I have already given. So these are the subjects we are going to cover. For all the 10 subjects, we are charging 5,000. If it is for only current affairs, we can also join for current affairs only. Yes, it is not there. Indian geography, as I said that, so మనం ఏం చేస్తున్నామంటే the crash course లో so we are assuming that the student is focusing these 4 subjects. We are not covering these 4 subjects. Remaining subjects we are covering in the crash course. Is it clear? So this geography, economy, history and Indian constitution, we are assuming that the student is focusing already and we are not giving because politics gani, geography gani, history gani. So you have already standard textbooks, a single book already you have done. So sir, I started history, polity, economy, geography. So why we are covering geography of Telangana state is that when I seen the reference book of regional geography of Telangana, Telugu Academy, it's very voluminous. But when it comes to the expectation of TSPSC prelims examination, very straightforward, relevant to the contemporary issues only. Is it clear? So this is how we are going to conduct. So for any class, we will be giving the list of the topics to be discussed. Before that, previous year questions will be given. So you have to go through the previous year questions and understand the standard and requirement of the exam. Pay attention in the class. Once the class is over, just quickly go through the class notes and also try to solve the previous year questions. Once the syllabus, I mean subjects are there, completed for this 10 subjects, you can check your progress in terms of competition zone, in terms of test series. So this is going to be our team of prelims crash course. So all of them are from Shankar IAS Academy only. So myself, we worked in Shankar IAS Academy for more than 5 years there. So I was a geography faculty there, and I was the head of the current affairs daily news analysis of Shankar IAS Academy YouTube channel. So when we started that channel, it was 19,000 subscribers. When we left the organization, it's almost 2,59,000. So myself, Venkat Chola, the managing director of Civic Center, and the governance and the policies and schemes, our head of the academics, Vishnu Sajivan, and Venkatesh Kankagiri will be taking budget and economic survey. So the Indian budget and economic survey will be taken by Mr. Sanjay Varya from Kerala, and I'll be taking up the Telangana budget and socio-economic outlook. And general science, Ms. Arya Asokan. Science and technology, our team would be handling. Environmental issues, including disaster management, I'll be handling, including Telangana geography. Society, Naveen Valsavan, and logical reasoning, Vishnu Sajivan and Sudhir Balwal. And as I said that, so this is the format of joining if you are interested. The course is going to start from 28th May, and it is expected to be completed in 60 days. And we may increase the additional classes as per the date of the exam. As per the date of the exam. We are expecting that the prelims exam would be in the 4th week of August. If it is in advance or postponing, we'll be either adding the few classes or we'll be adding the additional classes to deliver the entire class. So as I said that ఏ క్లాస్ ముందు అయినా కానీ కరెంట్ అఫైర్స్ అయినా లేకపోతే జనరల్ సైన్స్ అయినా జాగ్రఫీ అయినా the precise list of the topic sheet will be given, and the topics will be purely discussed or explained in terms of requirement of the exam based on the reverse engineering technique. So we'll give the soft copy. So Narcho will give the soft copy. You can take the printout. If you're online, we'll give the soft copy. Is it clear? So now I'll take up the question and answers. If any have any questions. Chepan, me can question on the. Is it everything clear? What about you? Meeku? If you don't have any question, there are two possibilities. Either you already said completely. No, purely it will be in English medium. So if you are comfortable of understanding English, you can sit. So Telugu medium material translation. So we have another Telugu medium translation team. There will be material another 1 week delay to istam Telugu vallaki. Translation team undi maaku. So material another Telugu medium lo vallaki translation chesindi istamu, but it will be with 1 week delay. Classes predominantly in English medium only. చెప్పండి మీకేం డౌట్ ఉంది? మీ పేరు? పేపర్ గ్రూప్ 2 పేపర్ 1. పేపర్ 1 సిలబస్ ఒకసారి చెప్పు. ఎన్ని టాపిక్స్ మెన్షన్ చేశారు? 9 11 ఉన్నట్లున్నాయి. గ్రూప్ 2 సేమ్ టాపిక్స్ ఉంటుంది. గ్రూప్ 2 కా హెల్ప్ఫుల్ అవుతుంది. ఎందుకంటే మనం గ్రూప్ 2 ఎగ్జామ్ తీసుకున్నా, ఇక్కడ గ్రూప్ 1 ప్రిలిమ్స్ అయినా, సో ఆఫ్టర్ కేర్ఫుల్ ఎగ్జామినేషన్ వీ కేమ్ టు నో దట్ ఇన్ మనం పీవైకి ఇస్తాం కదా, అక్కడ కూడా వీ హ్యావ్ యాడెడ్ గ్రూప్ 2 క్వశ్చన్స్ ఇన్ గ్రూప్ 1. సో కొంతవరకు మాక్సిమం 60 to 70% ఓవర్లాపింగ్ ఉంది. స్టాండర్డ్ కూడా ఉంది. యా సేమ్ ఉంది. యా ఎస్ సేమ్ ఉంది. మీకు ఏమైనా డౌట్ ఉందా? ఇస్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ క్లియర్? హెల్ప్ఫుల్ అంతే కదండి. ఎస్ ప్రిలిమ్స్ అప్రోచ్ లోనే ఉంటుంది. ఇట్స్ బేసికలీ ఇట్స్ ప్రిలిమ్స్ అప్రోచ్ ఉంది. సో మెయిన్స్ అప్రోచ్ ఇస్ డిఫరెంట్. వీ హ్యావ్ ఆల్రెడీ స్టార్టెడ్. సో మెయిన్స్ రైటింగ్ ప్రాక్టీస్ అనేది మేము స్టార్ట్ చేస్తాము. దట్ అప్రోచ్ ఇస్ కంప్లీట్లీ డిఫరెంట్. మెయిన్స్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఉంది, అది మెయిన్స్ రైటింగ్ ప్రాక్టీస్ అనేది ఉంది. So once the class is over, I'll explain if you want. There is a 3-stage mains writing practice program which we have already started. So if you want to listen to that, I'll explain. మీకు మీరు లాస్ట్ లో వచ్చారు. యా క్లాస్ అనేది మీకు తెలుగులో కూడా అర్థం అవుతుంది, బట్ అంటే ఇంగ్లీష్ లోనే ఉంటుంది. మీరు అర్థం చేసుకోగలంటే యూ కెన్ కమ్. ఒక 2 క్లాసెస్ రండి 28th నుంచి. మీరు అర్థం చేసుకోవాలనుకుంటే యూ కెన్ కంటిన్యూ. మీరు కూడా తెలుగు మీడియమా? ఆల్ ఆఫ్ 4 తెలుగు మీడియం. గవర్నమెంట్ టీచర్స్. సో ఆఫ్లైన్కి వస్తారా ఆన్లైన్కి వస్తారు? మీరు ఆఫ్లైన్కే వస్తారు, ఆన్లైన్కి వెళ్ళిపోతారు. సో యా క్లారిటీ కూడా మీకు ఇక్కడ ఎలాంటి డిస్టర్బెన్స్ ఏమి ఉండదు. సో వెరీ హై ఎండెడ్ సిస్టమ్స్ వీ హ్యావ్ ఇన్స్టాల్. మీరు చూడండి, మీకు అర్థమైతే. సో తెలుగు మీడియం అనేది మెటీరియల్ అనేది నేను అగైన్ ఐఎమ్ ప్రామిసింగ్ ద మెటీరియల్ విల్ బి గివెన్ విత్ 1 week డిలే. క్లాసెస్ అనేది మీకు ఎక్కడైనా అర్థం కాకపోతే ఐ విల్ ట్రాన్స్లేట్, బట్ ఇట్ విల్ బి మోస్ట్లీ ఇన్ ఇంగ్లీష్. కొన్ని టాపిక్స్ ఎక్కడైనా ఇప్పుడు ఎకనామిక్ టర్మ్స్ మాత్రమే మనకు అర్థం కావు. రిమైనింగ్ టర్మ్స్ అనేది కరెంట్ అఫైర్స్ కానీ జనరల్ టర్మ్సే ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి యూ కెన్ అండర్స్టాండ్. యూ ట్రై టు సీ ఇట్. సో ఇఫ్ యూఆర్ కంఫర్టబుల్ ఇన్ సో మై ట్రాన్స్లేషన్ యూ కుడ్ ఏబుల్ టు గెట్ ఇట్. మీకు వాట్ అబౌట్ యూ? ఏమైనా డౌట్ ఉందా చెప్పండి. Those who are not having any doubts, so our clarifications, you can leave. We'll be starting the classes from 28th May, 6 to 8. So Lakshman Anand, so what is the fee for prelims test series? Prelims test series వచ్చి 6,000. Yeah, exclusive current affairs test అనేది మనకి current affairs course లో ఇంక్లూడ్ అవుతుంది. So current affairs crash course which includes the 12 months current affairs, also 15 tests exclusive on current affairs. The fees is for 2,000. ఈ కోర్స్ మొత్తం వచ్చి 5,000. మీరు ప్రిలిమ్స్ మొత్తం టెస్ట్ సిరీస్ అడుగుతున్నారు, ఇట్ ఇస్ 6,000. ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ ఎనీ ఫర్దర్ డీటెయిల్స్ యూ జస్ట్ కాల్. ఇక నెంబర్ ఇచ్చాను కదా, ఈ నెంబర్కి కాల్ చేయండి. 7013495019. లక్ష్మణ్, ప్లీజ్ కాల్ దట్ నెంబర్. ఆన్లైన్ స్టూడెంట్స్, మీరు ఏమైనా మాట్లాడాలనుకుంటే మీరు యూ కెన్ రైజ్ ది హ్యాండ్, ఐ విల్ గివ్ మ్యూట్ ఆప్షన్. యా రేనయ్య, ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ టు స్పీక్, ఐఎమ్ జస్ట్ అన్మ్యూటింగ్. మాట్లాడండి
సార్. క్లాస్ టైమింగ్స్
చెప్పండి.
క్లాస్ టైమింగ్స్ ఎప్పుడు సార్?
6 PM to 8 PM, మండే టు సాటర్డే.
ఓకే సార్. తెలుగు మీడియం మెటీరియల్ ఇస్తారా సార్ బుక్స్?
తెలుగు మీడియం యాజ్ ఐ సెడ్ దట్ ఇట్ విల్ బి గివెన్ విత్ 1 week డిలే. సో ఇప్పుడు మన కరెంట్ అఫైర్స్ ఏప్రిల్ మంత్ ఈ రోజు నేను ఇచ్చానంటే, సో విత్ ఇన్ నెక్స్ట్ 1 week విల్ గివ్ ది తెలుగు మెటీరియల్.
ఓకే సార్. ఓకే
చెప్పండి. క్లాసెస్ వచ్చి ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఇప్పుడు విన్నారు కదా, మీకు అర్థమైందా?
అర్థమైంది సార్.
అదే విధంగా ఉంటుంది. మీరు తెలుగు మీడియమే కాబట్టి మీకు ఆ విధంగా అర్థం చేసుకోవాలని అనుకుంటే యూ కెన్ జాయిన్. మెటీరియల్ మాత్రం తెలుగులో ఇస్తాను.
ఓకే సార్. క్లాస్ అయితే అర్థమైంది కానీ మెటీరియల్ ఒకటి తెలుగులో కావాలి సార్.
ఇస్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ క్లియర్? ఆడియో వీడియో
క్లియర్ సార్.
థ్యాంక్ యూ రెనీ, థ్యాంక్ యూ. సో ఇంకెవరైనా ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ టు స్పీక్ విత్ మీ యూ కెన్ రైజ్ హ్యాండ్. అక్షయ్ రాస్, మిమ్మల్ని అన్మ్యూట్ చేస్తాను, యూ కెన్ ఆస్క్.
సార్ ఇది ఆన్లైన్ కి ఫార్మాట్ ఎలా ఉంటుంది సార్? ఈ రోజు ఉన్నట్టే ఉంటుందా లైక్ క్లాసెస్ కి?
సేమ్. ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఫస్ట్ నుంచి ఉన్నారు కదా అక్షయ్?
ఎస్ సార్.
నా ఫేస్ కనిపిస్తుందా?
ఎస్ సార్.
బోర్డ్ క్లియర్ గా కనిపిస్తుందా?
ఎస్ సార్.
ఆడియో ఇస్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఇస్ ఫైన్?
ఎస్ సార్, ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఇస్ ఫైన్.
Yeah, the same will be given like that.
Okay, and the notes or what will be the format for the notes, sir, if you want to avail?
Soft copy అనేది PDF అనేది మీకు సో టెలిగ్రామ్ ఛానల్ లో షేర్ చేస్తాము. You can take the printed copy, you can use it.
Okay sir. And for test series, అది ఎలా అవుతుంది సార్ అంటే ఆన్లైన్ స్టూడెంట్స్ కి?
యా వీ హ్యావ్ ఆన్లైన్ స్టూడెంట్స్ లో మీకు యాప్ అనేది ఉంది, వెబ్సైట్ లో కూడా ఉంటుంది. యూ కెన్ డౌన్లోడ్ ఇట్. మీకు ఒక లాగిన్ ఐడి పాస్వర్డ్ అనేది ఒకటి ఇస్తాము. యూ కెన్ టేక్ ద
Okay,
టెస్ట్
sir.
ఆన్ ఆన్లైన్.
ఓకే సార్. యా ఇవే ఉన్నాయి సార్ క్వశ్చన్స్.
యా ఎనీ క్వశ్చన్ ఇస్ దేర్ మిస్టర్ అక్షయ్?
నో సార్.
సో మీరు స్టార్టింగ్ నుంచి ఉన్నారు కదా, సో
yes sir.
హౌ డిడ్ యూ ఫీల్ ద సెషన్?
Yeah, it was nice sir.
Is
I
it
got to
meeting
know.
your requirement?
ఎస్ సార్, అంటే ఇప్పుడు నేను 4 సబ్జెక్ట్స్ అవే ప్రిఫర్ చేస్తుండేను, లైక్ మీరు చెప్పినట్టే ఆ మిగతా సబ్జెక్ట్స్ కంటెంట్ అవైలబుల్ లేకపోవడం వల్ల వాటి మీద ఇంకా స్టార్ట్ చేయలేదు వాటిని. సో ఇప్పుడు మీ ఇచ్చే కోచింగ్ నుంచి ఐ విల్ బి ఏబుల్ టు
ఫోకస్ మీరు స్టాటిక్ పార్ట్ అనేది కంప్లీట్ చేయండి. సో ఫ్రమ్ 20th May ఇఫ్ యూ కుడ్ ఏబుల్ టు స్పెండ్, సో 2 hours క్లాస్ కి 1 hour మీ ప్రిపరేషన్ ఈ డైనమిక్ పార్ట్ కానీ కంప్లీట్ చేస్తారంటే yes, this part of this 10 subjects which are part of dynamic part you can confidently prepare.
Okay sir.
Is there any other question?
No sir.
Thank you so much. So Rene, again you are lifting your hand. మీకు ఇంకా క్వశ్చన్ ఉంటే అగైన్ ఐఎమ్ అన్మ్యూటింగ్. ఇంకేమైనా క్వశ్చన్ అడుగుతున్నారా? యూ కెన్ ఆల్సో టైప్. లేదు కదా?
ఏం లేదు సార్.
ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ. సో యూ కెన్ ఆల్సో టైప్ ఇన్ ద చాట్ బాక్స్. యా ఆన్లైన్ ఆఫ్లైన్ సేమ్ ఫీజ్ అండి. ఆఫ్లైన్ ఆర్ ఆన్లైన్ సేమ్ ఫీజ్ ఉంది. So what's your name? Redmi Note 11. May I know your name? Redmi Note 11. So for online students, the session is over. If you don't have any doubts or clarification, you can say thank you. You can also share your feedback and you can exit. We are going to meet you again on from 20th May 2022 at 6 PM sharp. Thank you. Hema. Yeah. If you want to speak, I can unmute you, Hema. Meeku emana question unte you can raise. Yeah, thank you. So online students, thank you for participating for the session. So now I am taking any offline questions. Yeah. Questions lane vallu you can so take the off. Before that ఏది అవును యా 28th అన్నాం కదా. సో 28th 19th రోజే మీకు సో పంపిస్తాం క్వశ్చన్స్ అనేది PYQ సెగ్రిగేషన్ అనేది సబ్జెక్ట్ వైజ్. నౌ వి ఆర్ స్టార్టింగ్ విత్ కరెంట్ అఫైర్స్ April month, April 2022. Current affairs PYQs anta we have segregated. It will be released on 19th May. సో అవి మీరు ఒకసారి చూసుకురావాలి. చూసుకొని వస్తేనే ద క్లాస్ రిలవెన్స్ అనేది మీకు తెలుస్తుంది. సాఫ్ట్ కాపీ వీఆర్ చార్జింగ్ వెరీ మినిమల్ నో. yes soft copy the soft copy sir. You can take the printout, you can come. 68. You can objection on the timing? Comfortable only? Anybody is having any objection to the class timing? కవర్ చేస్తాను. ఈ వీడియో రికార్డ్ చేసింది మీకు షేర్ చేస్తాము. యూ కెన్ ఆల్సో వాచ్ ఇట్ వన్స్ అగైన్. మీరు మార్నింగ్ ఫస్ట్ నుంచి లేరు కదా, సో ఆల్మోస్ట్ 1 hour సెషన్ ఉంది. మీరు వాచ్ చేయండి. ఇంకా ఫర్దర్గా ఏమైనా డౌట్ ఉంటే ఐ విల్ ఇంటరాక్ట్ విత్ యూ. మీరు మార్నింగ్ వచ్చారు అనుకుంటా కదా, సార్తో మాట్లాడారు. టైం చెప్పలేదా సార్ 5 అనేసి? ఓకే ఓకే అవునా? సో రేపు కూడా ఉంటుంది. ఇఫ్ యు ఆర్ ఇంట్రెస్టెడ్ యూ కమ్. ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ ద లైవ్ సేమ్ 5 to 6:30. మీరు అటెండ్ అయితే మీడియం అనేది ఇష్యూ కాదు. ఇప్పుడు తెలుగు వేముల రేణయ్య అనేది సో తెలుగు మీడియం స్టూడెంట్. మీరు రాసుకునేది ఎక్కడన్నా పదం మీకు తెలుగు పదం కావాలంటే ఐ కెన్ టెల్ యూ. సో ఎందుకంటే క్లాస్ 60 hours లో కంప్లీట్ చేయాలి, 60 days లో కంప్లీట్ చేయాలి. బైలింగ్ వెళ్ళామంటే అది కంప్లీట్ చేయాలి. 28th 28 అనేది ప్రిలిమ్స్ టెస్ట్ సిరీస్. అక్కడ ఇచ్చే యువర్ డేట్ ఇవ్వలేదా క్రాష్ కోర్స్ది? సో యూ ప్లీజ్ కమ్ టుమారో. ఎవరైతే మెయిన్స్ రైటింగ్ ప్రాక్టీస్ తెలుసుకోవాలనుకుంటారు, సో యూ కెన్ కమ్ టుమారో మార్నింగ్ 10:30కి వచ్చారంటే, సో ఐ విల్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్. ఐ నీడ్ 1-to-1 ఇంటరాక్షన్. ఎలా రాయాలి, వాట్ ఈస్ ద 3-stage ప్రాక్టీస్. సో యూ ప్లీజ్ కమ్ అట్ 11. Those who are interested to for mains writing practice. మన స్టూడెంట్స్ ఇప్పటి వరకు ఏం రాస్తున్నారు, ఎలా కండక్ట్ చేస్తున్నాము, వీక్లీ ఏమేమి ఇస్తున్నాము, బికాస్ అగైన్ ఇట్ ఇస్ మోర్ దెన్ 1 hour సెషన్. సో మెయిన్స్ రైటింగ్ ప్రాక్టీస్ స్టేజ్ 1, స్టేజ్ 2, స్టేజ్ 3. స్టేజ్ 1లో ఎలా అప్రోచ్ చేస్తాము, కీవర్డ్స్ ఏంటి, ఇంట్రడక్షన్ ఏంటి, సో మనకి స్కెలిటన్ ఫామ్ ఏంటి, వాల్యూ అడిషన్ ఏంటి, సెక్షనల్ టెస్ట్లు ఏంటి. సో మినిమం 1 hour సెషన్ వుడ్ బి దే. ఇఫ్ యు ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు కమ్, యూ ప్లీజ్ కమ్ టుమారో at 11కి నేను సెషన్ తీసుకుంటాను. షల్ వి క్లాస్? థ్యాంక్ యూ. మీకు మీ నలుగురికి అక్కడ డీటెయిల్స్ ఉన్నాయి కదా, సెషన్ మీ లింక్ పంపిస్తాను, ఒకసారి వినండి. సో మీకు ఫర్దర్గా డౌట్స్ ఏమన్నా ఉంటే ఐ విల్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ 1-to-1. థ్యాంక్ యూ. హౌ ఇస్ ద సెషన్? మీరు లాస్ట్లో వచ్చారు కదా. థ్యాంక్ యూ.